Hello everyone, this is Tripper, and today we're playing Chivalry Medieval Warfare. And I'm going to be teaching you awesome people how to use the shield. Or how not to use the shield, as you'll probably find out with my opinion by the end of this video. So, the shield, just to give a short overview, obviously, it is the thing that will supposedly save your life if used properly. But that is not my opinion. But that is, obviously, my opinion that it is not my opinion. If you understood that at all. So basically, there are two different kinds of shields that the knight can use, and two different kinds of shields that the man-at-arms can use. He can use the man-at-arms can use the buckler and the heater shield. Let's go with the knight first, since I'm using that. Right now I'm using the kite shield, but you can use a tower or kite shield. These numbers on the left, the size, stamina, whatever, those are very ballparky. Like, I don't even think they have very little practical bearing. Now, as you'll see, and if you've tried using the shield before, you may know just intuitively that it makes your strikes a little bit faster. Or it gives you the illusion. Watch this. This is an overhead with a shield. This is an overhead without the shield. It looks a little bit slower, right? I'm going to tell you right now, it is actually not slower overall. You see, when you strike, you'll notice the wind-up, the time between you rolling the mouse and the time where it actually deals damage, is much longer than the normal span of time. Sans shield. As in, it will take less time to wind up when you're not using a shield. Huh, actually killed him that time. I'm going to try to show you that one more time. This is a very big point with the shield I want to get clear. Using a shield does not make your strikes faster numerically at all. But what it does do is it speeds up the actual attack part of the strike. The wind-up part, it makes a little bit longer. Let me show you this one more time. So when I'm not using a shield, if I do this, it looks like sort of a continuous motion, right? The wind-up and the strike are the same speed, but with a shield, you'll see the wind-up takes a little bit longer than it normally would, but the strike itself is a bit faster. So this kind of thing is good for accelerated drags, or at least it looks like it would be, in terms of speed. And it is probably the only defining characteristic of the shield that I can come up with. Because, all in all, the shield should only be thought of as a crutch. You really should have no use for this kind of, strategic weirdness. As in, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Oh, wow, that was good. But you shouldn't have to use the shield to speed up your strikes. You should be using accelerated dragging anyway, right? Now, the kite shield, if you have to use a shield, I would use the kite shield, unless you're fighting archers, and you may notice that. One important point, if you're fighting archers, the surefire way to survive against them, if you have no skill at blocking or dodging arrows, then you can usually quite successfully oh my. You can usually quite successfully deal with archers using the tower shield. And you see, it turns into a crutch, even if you don't use it as one. Because you're very tempted to always block all the time because you feel very safe behind a shield. But if they kick you, you become completely exposed. 100%. They can get a full free strike on you if they kick you while you're blocking with the shield. And if you'll notice, when you pull up the shield, it takes a moment to do anything after you putting it back down. Here, I'm going to click like hell as soon as I let go of my right mouse button. It took about a quarter of a second. It may not seem like very long, but it is a very long period of time. So as you'll see, the tower shield has very little bonus when compared to the kite shield. And I'm also feinting a lot more, because when you're using a shield, you just don't really feel like doing anything else for some reason. I don't know. That might be just me. Now to get on to probably the biggest point I want to make in this video, probably the biggest reason why I do not like the shield, and I'm going to use the tower shield because it's the best example, it's the fattest. It cuts off a very large part of your field of vision. As you'll see, I lose about a sixth of my screen just to the shield being there. You see, it takes up about a sixth of my screen, and when I have it up, it takes up about a third. And I don't know about you guys, but I cannot deal with that lack of peripheral vision. It's very unnerving for me, and it makes it a lot more difficult to play. And I would highly recommend, the only people who should use the shield are those who have a very tough time blocking, and even if that, you should spend a very limited amount of time with it. Because you're only going to really learn how to parry by parrying. Now you might have just seen that and been like, well, Tripper, look how fast your sword's going. I mean, you got a shield, but damn. Yeah, but you can't do any kind of delayed dragging tactics, and accelerated dragging tactics are actually even a little bit more difficult. Because with the shield, you see it's faster on the strike, but if you try to accelerate, it actually comes out of range for a moment. So it's a bit of an odd scenario. As I said, the only strategic advantage of the shield is this one. The fact that it makes your weapon go a little bit faster on the actual strike portion. And you might be thinking that that won me the duel, but it didn't at all. In fact, I was using extremely simplistic tactics in that fight because of the fact that I had a shield and I was a little bit too focused in just holding it up. Here's the other man-at-arms shield. I was using the buckler a moment ago. The buckler, it says the size is small, the stamina is low, whatever. Those numbers mean something to somebody, just not me. I don't really care. The buckler is slightly smaller in terms of what it can block, but other than that, I wouldn't really worry about much. So, as you see, it's a bit faster on the strike portion. I love that Norse sword. And you're just kind of tempted to block all the time. Like, I've kind of gotten out of the habit of blocking all the time with the shield. Simply because if I'm forced to go shield, then that's what I'll do. I'll just try to avoid using it as much as possible. Now, as you can see, it doesn't take up as much space as the Knight Shield, obviously. It doesn't take up a whole sixth. That's maybe like 1/8 of the screen, 1/9. When you block, it takes up about a quarter, maybe a fifth there. I don't know exactly the proportions, but the point is, it takes up a very large part of your screen real estate, which could mean life or death if you can't see what the opponent is actually doing with their strikes. Because, okay, that was simply because I was talking. But if you can't react fast enough because you're too busy thinking, should I block with my shield? Should I block with my shield? Then you end up screwing yourself over, right? Let me try showing you guys a duel or two without the shield. Now, you'll obviously notice the weapon's a little bit slower on the attack cycle, but I can move a lot faster myself because I feel a lot more comfortable in my own sort of skin, so to speak. I don't know, it's something about it. It's more psychological than actual game statistic changing. Ooh. I pull on the feint. I just feel like I can do more without the shield. Oh, he could have killed me right there. Oh, damn! Okay. Well, hopefully that wasn't a complete destruction of my statement I just made. But I just feel more comfortable without the shield. And to give you a practical idea, I've rarely seen a competitive Chivalry player use a shield. Okay, that might not mean much to you guys, but if you have a goal to get very skillful, you see, watch this guy. He's using that shield. He's holding it up all the time. He thinks he's so safe, but he's really not. He tries shield bashing, but no, it's a crutch, right? You hide behind it. And you can't expect to hide all the time. If you're playing very defensively, it is an even worse crutch, in fact, because all you end up doing is losing stamina, and at some point you're going to get kicked. As in kicked in the face. And then you're going to get hit in the face as well. So, if you're using a shield, and this is actually quite fun for dagger users, because that means that, oh, I can just get right around this. Oh, whoops. Oh, you got your shield up? You got your shield up? Oh, whoopsies. Got your shield up? Yep. Got your shield up? You sure? Oh, got your shield up? Nope. You don't got shit up. Ow. Okay, well, you got the point. I really dislike the shield. It's mostly because it's just so annoying to me, because I don't like having this fat thing in my vision blocking a big part of it. Some people might enjoy it. In fact, in Team Objective, it's a very good idea, because a lot of people are trying to hit you at once, and, you know, you can't parry very effectively. But in duels, I just would not go for it. You can't use a shield as a vanguard, obviously. And for knights, I'm only really showing you guys bladed weapons with it, but I might as well show you a secondary just for kicks. So yeah, the basis of my hatred for the shield is simply because it's not very versatile, in my opinion. There aren't many tactics you can utilize other than the fact that it's a bit faster. You know, you can get off a faster reverse overhead with it. Wait. Hold on, just wait. I'm trying something here. Yeah, a slightly faster reverse overhead, but who the hell cares? Yes, sir. Now watch this. This guy's probably gonna... No, he's not. He's not a very good dagger user. At any rate, I mean, it is faster. Noticeably faster, but that wind-up time, right? The speed is actually quite the same, honestly. Now let me see if I'm going to show you guys one match without the shield. Show you how I do. Now you see, I just feel a lot more comfortable. I don't know, I might just be a bit more claustrophobic in this game. I mean, even against something like the dagger, you don't really need a shield. And it can be bad for you, because they'll just poke, poke, poke. Until you feel like kicking. Or getting kicked. So I suppose that's just about everything I can say about the shield. There's not much to say about it, right? The only people I would honestly recommend the shield to are those who don't have a full grasp of parrying. In fact, only those who don't have any grasp of parrying, because the only way you're going to train parrying is by using it. So I would really recommend holding off on using a shield unless there are tons of archers, in which case, man-at-arms, I'd go with the heater shield. It's got the biggest size of the two. And knight, I'd go with the tower shield. That's really my only excuse for using a shield. The only one I'll accept from anyone, that is. Other than that, I really wouldn't use one, because they just... It's psychologically jarring for me. If you like using a shield, and it works out for you, by all means, go for it. I'm not talking down to any of you guys shield users over here. I'm just saying what I like. And I'm not very partial to shields, right? And most shield users I've fought kind of have a vulnerability problem. They're scared of making themselves vulnerable, so they use a shield, and they keep it up a lot of the time. And they're so... They make themselves even more vulnerable to things like kicks and dagger stabs and stuff. So, that's my opinion. You guys can give me your opinion in the comments. Please do. again, the only defining factor for shields to me are the fact that they can dodge arrows, they can block arrows, and the slightly enhanced attack speed for weapons. Now, that is only the attack speed, not the wind-up speed. The wind-up speed is actually slowed down slightly, from what I can tell. Somebody can time that. Anybody got time for that, though. I'm just doing what I'm doing here. I cut some people down. That's what works. Am I right? Yes, I hope. Oh, well, a lot of people still fighting. And you see, 2 shield users going at it. And the one with more health wins. That's to be expected in most battles. Oh, I should have showed you guys Archer Shield. No, doesn't really matter. Same concept. So, yeah. If I were you guys, I would seriously not use a shield whenever possible. Nobody I know who plays competitively, and I know a decent amount of competitive players, actually uses a shield. I think they might have used it for fun once or twice, but please pitch in. Let me know if you do. And any questions you guys have about the tactics or any suggestions for more tactics, I'll be sure to answer as well. Like, favorite, subscribe if I taught you something. Share it if you loved it. And I will see you fantastic people next time, as always. Have a grand day. See you guys later.